I'm Rachel Kodanaz, and I've been part of Camp Widow for I think 12 years. Michelle Neff might tell me that it's been 11 years, but I think it's been about 12 years. Originally with her when she founded the whole Soaring Spirits International and the concept of Camp Widow, and it's been a long journey. So proud of the group, so proud of each other, so proud of my fellow men and women, widows that have found Camp Widow. And I'm here today to talk about the Middle Ages, or the middle widows. And I don't mean age by like how old you are, it's more of how far you've been out since your loss. A little bit about myself, as I shared, my name is Rachel Kodanaz, and I was widowed, oh my gosh, so many years ago. I was 32 at the time. It's been at least 25 years, 27 years, that my husband passed away suddenly, leaving me with a 2-year-old daughter. The biggest aha that I had, which I'm going to share with you in the next 5 to 7 minutes regarding the middle years, is it's just so amazing those first couple of years, how numb you are. You don't know where you are, what you're doing. You can't even get past the beginning of the day or the end of the day. And then you get into these middle years and everything is an exploration, and you're moving further away from your loss. And there's so much going on that's growth, yet sad, yet exciting. And it's my years that I had my aha that said, I'm actually the lucky one to be alive. I thought for so long that it was so sad that I was a widow and I was just a grieving widow. But then I realized after a couple of years that, oh my gosh, I'm so fortunate that I get to see my daughter grow up. And I looked at myself and my future and her future a little differently. And I learned that I could bring Rod, my deceased husband, late husband, I can bring him with me on the journey. And as I've been writing and speaking and doing so much on loss over the last 20 something years, corporate America, organizations, I'm with him every day, because every program I do, I tell 1 to 2 stories of him. I'm introducing you to him right now. So in my journey, these 3 to 5 years out is my biggest growth, because it was me finding Rachel again. And why I really love this group is I call you my preschoolers, because it's that age of where you're learning, that you're curious, that you're frustrated, that you don't want to go forward, but you should go forward. You're trying to rebuild your life. You're trying to figure out who you are and what it looks like for you. You're trying to empower yourself to say, I could turn on the sprinkler system myself if that's a situation, or I could do this, or I can raise a child. There's so much that could happen in those years. I can love again. There's so much that happens in that 3 to 5 years of becoming self-discovery of who you are, your new self-care program that you can create for yourself. I don't like to use the word that the sky's the limit, because the sky was the limit before. However, it's really become the sky's the limit, because you're making all these decisions on your own. I will say they're scary. I'm not going to deny it. When I was in my years of like beginning of my widowhood, I was like, am I buying her too much clothes? Am I not spending enough time doing this? Should I be working? Should I not be working? There's so much self-doubt. But I think as you get to the middle ages, you start finding the new you. I don't want to call it the new normal, but unfortunately, that's really kind of what it is. It just becomes the new who you are and who you'll be. And there's only one person that has control of what you can be, who you can be, what it looks like, and that's you. So my suggestion to I call them my preschoolers, is to come up with a little bit of what do you want to be, who do you want to be, and write a little bit of a plan. I'm planting seeds. I'm not asking you to run out and go figure it out, but do think about, how do you take care of you? How do you keep your loved ones as part of the story? One of the books I wrote was Finding Peace One Piece at a Time, and I talk about what to do with yours and your loved ones' possessions. And that's right smack in at the end, in the middle of the 3 to 5 years out. And the reason why that is because you're starting to maybe redoing a room. You're starting to maybe like, okay, I like the word, thin out some of their belongings. Some of us, like me, I didn't have to empty I had plenty of room, so I didn't have to do anything. I work with people that have not touched the belongings. So as I shared with you, that there is a lot that happens of self and decision making, working towards, I'll call it the new normal, but what really is the new you. And how do you balance you, your old, your new? If I was standing in front of you in a podium, I would say, this is where I was born, and this is where Rod passed away. and I went from here to here to my future. What happens if I erase all that set me up for where I am before that Rod passing away? That's my childhood, that's my schooling, that's my friends, that's my growth. You can't get rid of that. You have to bring it forward with you. And as you move into this preschool days, it's weird having the word dating along with preschool, is that you're going to move into, okay, can I try this? Can I try that? Do I want to move my house? Do I want to be with different friends? Do I like being with my old friends? It's an array of different thoughts and confusing patterns that you might be going through, that you might be using as a growth, yes, but also as a self-discovery, but also really memorializing everything that has happened to you in the last 3 to 5 years. There's ups, there's downs, there's all arounds, there's sadness, there's great love, there's great strength, there's rebuilding of friendships. In Camp Widow, we talk about so many myths of loss. There are so many things of loss. Time doesn't heal, it softens. We could talk about all that, but only you, in your discovery, your curiosity, your growth, will you find what's right for you. I do need to say that, again, I wish we were all in the same room together right now, is that meeting other peers and not only relying on friends and family is a gift that Soaring Spirits and Camp Widow can offer to you. Knowing somebody that is walking a similar journey as you are, knowing somebody that gets you, it's priceless. It truly is priceless. Because as your peer, when you say to me, I just can't go another day, I know what that means. You need to go to sleep. You need to get a pedicure, manicure. You need to go for a run. You need to do something, but you're going to be okay tomorrow morning. You made it to the 3 to 5 years. You're going to be okay tomorrow morning. And that's what your peers can do for you. So what I want to just kind of stress with you over and over again, you can't change what happened to you. I cannot bring your loved one back. But what I can do in all of Camp Widow and all the programs of Soaring Spirits International can help you realize your own potential, because you get to understand who you are. I like to tell this one story that I know for some of you, you might take it as, what is she talking about? But think about it. After Rod passed away, there were many years that I felt like I saw him with his red coat that he used to wear on my street. And I dreamt that over and over again, and I had a little trouble getting rid of that dream. And as the years went by, I started thinking, and I think it was truly in my dreams, is that, and then I wake up with it, but I kept thinking is, what would happen if Rod came back tomorrow? The point that I'm bringing by telling you that story is that we miss them terribly. And this is about you right now, right? It's not about the loss. It's about you and your growth. I'm not the same person that when Rod was alive. Of course, I would love to have him back. There's no question about it. But I have changed so much because we understand what is together collectively. We understand what is so important. We understand collectively how quickly we could close our eyes and the whole world can change. We know our world can change. We know so much about our own personal strengths, our insecurities, who we are. And what I would like to encourage you through this video, through just who all of us are at Soaring Spirits, all the programs they have available, please visit the website if you haven't taken advantage of them. There's so much for you to meet your peers, to understand your journey, but get help from support and love from other people that get you. There's nothing better than knowing that you could trust somebody with the line that so many people use is, you shouldn't do. This is a population that could truly help you get to the next place that you desire to be. And as I said to my middle-aged widows, not in age, but in distance from your loss, it's a time for you to shine. It's time for you to grow. It's a time for you to be frustrated. It's a time for you to be curious. It's a time for you to love again. It's for you to find you and empower you to be the best you. And I have all the faith in the world that you could do it yourself and with the help of Soaring Spirits. Camp Widow. Join us for as many programs as you want. And from my heart to yours, just, I love you. That's all I can say. I love you and you will make it.